Just talking about wonderful characters I meet. You can write me out this, I don't think I'm going to meet the slam marks because it's really hard to get me off once I start. Okay? See, I haven't been around the world, but I've been around the block. I don't know it all, but I know a bloody lot. I don't have a house or a place of abode. I spend most of my time on the side of the road. I'm an outback poet just moving around with my heart in the bush and the feet on the ground. I've travelled this land from the top to the bottom. I've been to the Murray, I've seen the cod rotten. I've travelled from east and I've travelled from west. I've travelled with zeal and I've travelled with possess. The reason that I'm the top poet in this country is not because I write the best poetry, okay, because there's some wonderful poets out there. But I have spoken to more people than anybody else in this country, including your prime ministers, okay? So that's a lie. All people alive have some talent. From where it comes, it's not known. Some sing and dance or act out romance. It's a party of life like a poem. When telling a joke is your forte, or telling the humour of life, or painting a beautiful landscape, or serenading the friends in your life. Yes, talent's a part of our makeup. It becomes natural in the things that we do, not always in the things expected, and not always in the things that we choose. I'm going to go over now because I want to tell you a story. Come on. Yes. Traditional poetry is some of the interesting thing that poets get into. I met him first near Warren working on a starved out farm. He was Skeletor and sallow, lean of shank and long of arm, wide lips and flared out nostrils that bespoke his native blood. Battler, scratching hard existence in this land of drought and flood. But he won a tight survival chasing rabbits day and night. Had no gun or ammunition, used to knock him out in flight. With a waddy for a weapon, junk or rock was just the same. And he'd grab that groggy bunny and he'd say, that was deadly. Seldom off his target gave those spielers a little rest in them knock-em sock-em alleys in the showground out the west. The day that I enlisted, he was standing next to me and I heard him tell the captain that his name was Darky Lee. Often quiet and moody, lonely in a crowd, no doubt, or perhaps the dip of colour made him feel the odd man out. But he was a willing soldier, and a dinkum copper too, like the night the MP scored us at that Swy game in the loo. Yeah, he nailed that provost sergeant, cold as any side of meat, with a well-aimed whiskey bottle at the range of 20 feet. Mighty quick we were escaping, and I heard our mate exclaim, as we scarpered through the alleys, fellas, that was deadly aim. Then our mob embarked for service to a land across the sea, where the final call awaited for that bloke called Darky Lee. It was at the Flanders dust-up at a place called Blarden's Fort. We copped the bad position. Yeah, men cut off without support, and that enemy machine gun keeping up a steady fire, safe and sound in their encampment behind barricade and wire. Flat we lay like bloody lizards on that piece of shell-raked plain, and that enemy machine gun pelted lead like summer rain. Well, our choice was die like heroes or the white surrender flag. When our officer decided it was time to sky the rag, take your choice, a German prison or a group of unmarked mounds. When this bloke goes racing past me like a hare before the hounds strike me blue, but it was Darky, like an emu crouching low. In his right hand was a grenade swinging ready for the throw. No cover to protect him, dashing, daring as you please, where those Mitchell houses chattered and the bullets hummed like bees. And fair into that enemy gun pit, he dispatched his first grenade. Screams were heard from brave men dying as that scarlet blossom burst. Then he sent them up another just as quickly as the first. German gunner or rabbit, it was all the same to our champion Bundy Chopper. He maintained his deadly aim. Then a dying spurt of gunfire rang the bell on Darky Lee. By the time the medics got there, he was very nearly gone, though his belly parts were punctured. His heart was hanging on. And in final grief, we listened to that shook his frame, and the final words he uttered, fellas, that was deadly aim. Just another unsung hero, done unhallowed and unsung, one of many number when the final curtain rung. Native son with small ambition, or our heart's decree, soldier in the true tradition, rest untried.